Welcome to our project analysis video. So today we will be touching on Skye at Holland. So today I have Aaron with me.
Hi.
If you like our project analysis video, please like and subscribe our channel. We will be very thankful and it will help us to put in more effort in our other project analysis video.
Yeah.
Okay?
So here we have an artist impression of Skye at Holland development over here. And actually, Li Fang, do you recall last quarter of 2024, right? How many launches were there actually?
I think there were about 6 launches in total. That was crazy for us.
Yeah, it was a very hectic last quarter of the year, right? We have actually the Chuan Park, they performed pretty well. Day one, EOK, they also performed very well. Nava Grove, for example. So, right, the key thing about this, right, is that with so many launches coming up, right, it's very important to also understand, right, the behavior of the developers. Do you agree with me? No? So now just imagine this when there are so many products in the market. Will developer be pricing their products more competitively or very high?
I think they will be pricing more competitively because it's always the same group of buyers.
Yep.
Yeah, so the demand-wise has always been the same.
Yeah.
So if there's an increase in supply, developers also will have a fear.
Of losing out, right?
Correct.
FOMO.
Correct.
Yeah. These are the kind of questions we want to think about because by understanding the developer pricing strategy, actually plays an important role, right, in shaping the buyer's decision. And coming up after this very development, Skye at Holland, right, we have actually a few developments, right? For example, the Sand, Faber Residences, Penreef, and Zion Grand, right?
Yes.
And it's going to be back to back.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the developer also want to perform well at day one, right?
Yes.
Correct. And they want to have their fair share. Lah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is why when we did these slides for the project analysis, right, we actually buffer it at about 2.8 PSF. But when the indicative pricing came out, it was very, very good. It was about 2586 PSF
Wow.
starting from.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
like in Lentor area already.
Yeah,
Wow, you're
almost.
getting a CCR.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So next, right, we'll talk about the location. And Skye at Holland is actually located at right next to the One Holland Village.
Yeah, so maybe to give a brief about this, right? So what you are seeing, the yellow part will be D10. So Skye at Holland is at District 10. So the grey area, which is the GCB area, okay, so if let's say you are facing the GCB area, you'll get very good unblocked view.
Yes.
Yeah, because GCB area is at most 2-story high.
Correct. Which means that right, those that's facing GCB area, the higher you go, the better view you get. Right. Correct. And that also means that with so many GCB buyers around, they may want to get a large property
Yes.
at this area for their family, right?
Yeah.
So you should consider the large property. Yeah. But one thing about this Holland Village area, especially the One Holland Village, right? The vibe there is really very different because when I go there, it's very relaxing and it's very like slow paced kind.
I think before that, Holland Village, okay, I frequent Holland Village a lot because I love that area. So Holland Village is like a lot of the shop houses. So when One Holland Village came about, right, it really rejuvenated the whole entire area. So rejuvenating the whole entire area, One Holland Village, I think is one of the most pets-friendly shopping mall in Singapore. A lot of open spaces. Sometimes I like to work there also because, they have free tables and chairs around. The vibe itself is very good. There's cafes, there's bars, there's even affordable options like the hawker center just right next to One Holland Village itself. So I think whatever you want, you can get there. For staying there is also amazing because why? There is multiple supermarket in that area. There's 2 cold storage, there's 1 Little Farms, and then there's another Fair Price. So if you want like those delicates, like those very atas food you have there, you can buy from the supermarket. You want those something that's a bit more affordable, normal groceries wise, you can go to like your Fair Price, which is nearby as well.
And I feel that the vibes there is very romantic. Right? I see a lot of couples there usually. Imagine One Holland Village, even the residence is just right beside, right? And Skye Holland is just across only. And I feel that Skye Holland is a very good location. Why? Because, right, you also don't want to be staying in a too hustle bustle area, right? Correct. Over at Skye Holland, we are actually right next to the hustle and bustle, but you don't get the traffic, you don't get the noises, so which is perfect for families and own stay, even for tenants.
And you still get unblocked view. If let's say you are facing the GCB area.
That's right. It's very rare to get an unblocked view like so far away. So next, talk about the site plan of Skye at Holland. We actually input this right next to One Holland Village Residences and One Holland Village over here to show you an example of which are the units that will actually be facing the unblocked facing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So over here we also have the Holland Village MRT, which is just right here. This is the view. So those units that's facing the GCB area, basically this is the view that you will get lah.
Yeah, so northwest will be facing the GCB view. So on the opposite side, then
On the opposite side, you'll be facing this HDB blocks over here,
Yeah.
which is also going to be 40 story,
Story high,
right?
yeah.
But in front of that, they have a car park, which is how many story?
So about 5-story
About
high.
5.
You want to get away from the car park view, then you might want to consider something about level 7 and above.
So One Holland Village, right, is also not say a very huge development. They have
Yeah.
only about 300 units each. So it's not a very big development compared to us here at Skye at Holland. We are actually 666 units lah.
Yeah.
And next we will be touching on the project information, which we have very renowned developer,
Yes.
UOL, and King Leong.
Yeah.
It's very well done. They have done a lot of developments, and the most recent one by King Leong, I think that was
Crescent
Residences, right?
Yeah.
And being in the District 10 over here, right, actually is one of the most sought after district for own stay,
Yeah.
right? Do you agree with me? No?
Yes.
But when people buy District 10, right, okay, compare District 9 and 10, people will actually go for District 10.
Yeah.
Why? Because, right, District 10 have schools, right? And District 10 is usually, what the central and western region people will actually go for,
Yeah.
right? D10 usually will sell top dollars properties. Why? Because it's actually for own stay and people actually need the place for own stay. So
Yeah.
they'll be more willing to pay for something, a layout maybe, that's more valuable or more potential to grow, right?
So we will be talking about, like, for Skye at Holland, D10, what are the unit types which will attract the buyers buying in this area the most? Yeah, so rental-wise, I feel that it's not the best. Maybe we have some data to show you later. For developers-wise, very good with developers, just like what Aaron said, right? King Leong, UOL. UOL recently did Wharton.
Yep.
Also selling quite well. And also the bigger units sell out first. For the vacant possession date will be in 31st October 2029. Okay, legal completion will be in 31st October of 2032. Okay, the car park lots is 1:1. Yeah, so 666 car park lots with inclusive of 10 EV charging and also 5 accessible lots.
1:1 is quite
It's quite
good,
rare
because there are some
nowadays,
developments,
yeah.
right, they don't even get 1:1
Yeah.
actually, because why they have the MRT with so many MRTs
Yeah.
around, so even though we are 1:1, we also have the MRT, which
Yeah.
is very, very near
It's
to us.
walking distance to MRT station.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So 2 blocks of 40 stories over here. So next we'll touch on the unit mix at Skye at Holland. As you can see here, the unit mix at Skye at Holland, right, more than actually half of it is actually the 2 beders.
beders,
They don't even have a 1 bedder over here, right? And I feel that why they do it this way is because I think that 1 bedder nowadays is a lot of supply already.
Yeah.
Right. So which is why I think they're focusing on this two bedders over here. Yeah, but out of all the entire development, out of this development over here, right, the big units are pretty limited. Yeah, in my opinion. But then again, in terms of quantum, we should be touching on later, right, it's very, very, I feel that it's affordable, right? Because there's nothing in the resale market as priced like this.
Yeah.
Right.
First, it's nothing like a resale market that's priced like this. And also, we'll do a direct comparison with One Holland Village. The time where they bought the unit itself, we'll see if whatever that we're going to enter in today, is it a safe entry price that we're entering into?
Yep. So when I say limited big units over here, right, over here is about 40%. Limited can also mean that when you sell next time, right, the supply is actually lower, right, because there's limited units over here. Usually for projects with 3, 4, 5 bedders, usually the distribution split, right, is about 30% there, about for the larger unit. But over here, we have actually about it's over 40% over here. So I think it's very a good mix over here. If I were to buy myself, right, I would definitely prefer, the bigger units here, like the 3 to 4 bedders. The 2 bedders is not so much of my preference. Why? If I'm buying for an investment, just imagine later we'll touch on the rental yield may not be highest in the entire Holland area, right? Which we will show you later. But if you see places like the Leiden, Wharton area, the larger units, especially the 3, 4 bedders, are actually sitting on huge profits.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. So, but right now, we can't even find units to buy because there's not much of the resale supply. Supply is very low, right?
Yeah.
So if you are looking into this area, perhaps you want to focus on the larger layouts, unless you really, really like this development, and then perhaps you have a budget to work with, maybe 1.6M quantum kind of budget, then if you want to invest, then maybe the two-bedder, will work out. But that's if you really, really like this area.
Yeah.
And if you really buy for own stay, you really like this area, then okay, then you can go for it. Because the small units, the quantum is pretty reasonable, I feel that.
I think it's very good.
Yeah.
I was shocked when I looked at the price.
Yeah. Okay, site plan over here, actually, basically you get the standard facilities over here.
Yeah.
But again, I feel that this development is actually, you're actually buying into a 2019 kind of price over here.
Okay, so now we'll go to the layout analysis. So we'll first start with two-bedder. So for this project, just to emphasize a bit, so it's all the way from two-bedder to 5-bedroom.
For the two-bedder, we have our very neighbor next door, which is One Holland Village, right? Their price previously, when they launched in 2019, did they perform very, very well? Actually, I think not so, really, right? Because in 2019, can you imagine, right? They are selling at how much kind of PSF, right? Maybe at that point of time, people can accept. But moving forward to 2023, it starts to sell out. One Holland Village, and people are actually buying into a price that people might be buying from Skye at Holland today, right?
First, we go through the layout of the two-bedroom. So for two-bedroom, one bath, okay, type B1 and type B2. Okay, for type B1, okay, it's about 54 square meters, 581 square feet. Okay, so this will be the inward facing one in block 6. There's only one stack, so total number of units about 35 units. So coming in here on the right side, you will see a galley kitchen, one bathroom only. So this master bathroom is actually a Jack and Jill, shared with the master bedroom and also your guest. Okay, on the opposite side will be a common bedroom. Okay, if you are talking about the size itself, I think it's quite a decent size for a 581 square feet. Okay, they have an area for, I would say, a proper dining area. Okay, so the difference between type B1 and type B2, right, is actually this area. Not very much of a difference, very minor difference, because you see a DB box right here. So the DB box is tucked in one corner, which you feel that the corridor might be slightly smaller. Okay, for size-wise, it's the same. 54 square meters, 581 square feet. For this B2, right, you will get to see the HDB blocks.
Yep.
Okay, so one stack as well, 35 units. The kitchen, similarly, galley kitchen. Master bathroom is a Jack and Jill, shared with the master bedroom. Okay. And the opposite side will be your common bedroom. One
thing I want to touch on is also the One Holland Village unit mix over here. So you can see the for this area, One Holland Village, the 1 and 2 bedder over here, right? It's actually almost about it actually consists about almost more than half, actually 70% of the entire development at One Holland Village over here, right? But what I want to understand from here, right, is that, right, if you were to get a small unit here at Skye at Holland, you have to prepare that you may face a lot of competition in future, because One Holland Village majority are the smaller units, right? So, but however, one main thing here today at Skye at Holland is the potential entry price over here, which we will be touching on shortly. Right. Also, the larger units here, you can see, just like I mentioned, the large unit supply is very limited over here. So you can see the 3-bedder, the 4-bedder, the 3 plus study onwards.
It's less than 100 units.
Less than 100. Yeah, even the large unit here, you can see, it's only about how many? 12 units only. So its supply of the large unit is very, very limited. Okay, so what we meant by actually a safe entry price for our 2-bed 1-bath is actually Skye at Holland 2-bed 1-bath. You can see if we were to base on a 2,800 PSF over here, we are actually talking about 1.63 million, right, for a brand new unit at Holland Village. So, but over here, if you look at the One Holland Village 2-bed 1-bath over here, right, you actually have a pretty huge balcony, balcony space over here, right? And to extend that, right, you can see their sliding door is actually foldable kind.
Yeah. I think the layout-wise pretty much the same. The only difference will be the balcony area.
Yeah, maybe the living room seems a bit bigger.
Slightly bigger.
So you can also see that, right, One Holland Village transacted price, they have already done in about 2,955, which is pretty close to 3,000 already, right? And it's, of course, this was brand new from developer back then, and they have not done many resales. Some sub-sale, but not a lot, right? Maybe if they can sell 3,500 or not, I mean, we don't know, right?
But if they can sell 3,500, I think if you purchase a Skye at Holland, you get a new development, buy from developer. I think that is very, very safe already.
Correct. Yeah. But of course, okay, you see, there's no resale listing over here now, right? Yeah, but of course, we can't tell you that, right? If you buy at 1.6 mil today, right, can you definitely sell at about 2.2 mil or maybe 2.1? Because by selling at 2 mil, 2.1, in terms of the PSF, right, is maybe about 3,500 PSF already, right? So it's actually going to be very high. So why? It's because, the quantum and PSF is going to be very high. But I want to say one thing is that, right, the key thing here to take note is actually one Holland Village have already bought bought in 2019 at 1.6 mil-ish all the way to 2 mil-ish, right? So maybe day one people they bought at 1.6, which is today Skye Holland price, right? But maybe majority of them are purchasing above, above 1.9 and above. So it's pretty safe, like what you say, right? Yeah. And last thing over here, I think I want to share on, right, is today if you want to find at 2019 price, you won't be able to find. No developer.
Especially for CCR area.
Especially.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very safe because why? You have very similar layout, not much of the difference, just low at 1.6-ish price. So if you want to talk about profitable now, we can't guarantee you because there's no resale transaction, but looking into the brand new owner have already bought in at this price, all you need to do is to sell at their entry price here to make some money.
Yes.
Correct. I don't think this owner here will want to sell at 1.6.
So we might actually be sitting on profit already.
Yeah.
Okay, so rentability wise, we use one Holland Village because first is just right next to us. The other one is layout wise pretty much the same, only the balcony is a bit different. Okay, so rental wise, one Holland Village residents transacting about 4.4 to 5.2. So I use an average of 4.8. So with 4.8 wise, assuming if you are purchasing Skye at Holland at 2.8 PSF, for a 581 square feet unit, we are likely be purchasing at 1.63 million. With 1.63 million, rental yield will be about 3.54%. So we have a table right here which tells you like what is your targeted rental yield. Based on that, you can see like what is the price that you should be entering it in.
So that's also the reason why, right, when we said earlier, if you really like this area, Holland Village area, like the vibe, then it's fine to get here. But the rental yield may not be the best. But anyway, nowadays rental yield is also something
about 3.5%.
About 3.5%. Yeah. I feel that, however, it's going to be a very manageable kind of mortgage installment in the future because why? It's good price. And then we have, layout is pretty decent. Otherwise, our preference will definitely be on the
bigger
units over here, right? Which we'll be sharing with you more.
Next, we'll go to 2-bedroom premium. So 2-bedroom premium, the difference between 2-bedroom premium and 2-bedroom is that there's an additional bathroom. So instead of 2-bed 1 bath, it's a 2-bed 2 bath.
Correct. It's also a dumbbell layout. Two sizes. One of it is 667 square feet.
2-bedroom premium BP1 and BP2 both are 62 square meters. Coming in here, okay, you get L-shaped kitchen. I would say the kitchen area is pretty huge and the size-wise is larger in comparison as compared to the 2-bed 1 bath one. So you get 2 bathrooms here. One, the common bathroom which is a Jack and Jill shared together with the common bedroom. The other one which is the master bathroom. And this time around the master bathroom is not a Jack and Jill. There's only one door that connects to the master bedroom. So I would always say, right, the 2-bedroom premium, the units here, right, they are all ensuite, because they have their own toilets. For the BP2, the difference lies in actually this area only. Okay, if you see like the RC ledge, right, there's this pocket here. Whereas this RC ledge, right, there isn't any additional pocket. I think this is because of the facade But in terms of the layout wise, right, it's pretty much the same. So both only got 1 stack each. One is a GCB facing, which is right here. Okay, the other one is the inward facing, which faces the pool. Okay, both 1 stack each. Okay, so 35 units.
Actually, they are in very good position in the entire development.
Yes.
Facing GCB unblock. For unblock view lovers, people will go for that. But pool view is also very good, right? Seeing the landscaping is also very nice. That's nice, right?
So there's another type of 2-bedroom premium. So for this 2-bedroom premium, right, both are 678 square feet, 63 square meters. Where the difference lies in, right, is that now instead of an L-shaped kitchen, you get an enclosable kitchen.
That's right the main difference.
Yeah, so this is the main difference. In terms of the layout-wise, pretty much the same, but now you get a very proper dining area.
Tucked at one corner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So similarly to the one that we saw previously, the difference between the BP3 and BP4 is the RC ledge here. Okay, so for BP3, it's inward facing. Okay, stack 35 units. Okay, for BP4, I would say a 1 Holland Village facing or even the HDB facing, And also one stack here and it's 35 units.
So
Okay,
if they want to clear the car park area, that would have to be at least level 7 and above.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, you'll be facing the car park. But if you are buying to rent out, I think the view doesn't really matter, right? You want to see the absolute quantum.
Yeah, because rental yield will be more important to you in that
Definitely.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next we'll touch on the safe entry price for two bed, two bath over here at Skye at Holland, and we want to compare with our direct competition, One Holland Village, also a two bed, two bath at 797 square feet. One thing we want to know about One Holland Village is not a harmonized development.
Yes.
Right. Over here at Skye, we are a harmonized development, which means whatever you pay for, you're actually paying for a fully usable, efficient space over here. And first of all, there's only about 8 resale listings over here. And you can see that One Holland Village, the resale listing, you can see back in the days, right, they actually transacted at about how much? About 2.5 million thereabout. And this is actually in 2023, one of the later transaction over here. But here at Skye at Holland, assume if you were to enter at about 2,800 PSF, you will be actually entering at about 1.87 up to about 3,200 PSF already. Yeah. And one thing over here, you want to see that, right? For an open concept kitchen over here, I think this is open, two bed, two bath, this is open concept. Right? I mean, tenants wouldn't really bother, right? You are actually, one thing you are also paying for the extra balcony space, and the sliding door over here, which can fold, which means that the balcony is going to be very huge. So if you were to buy at 2,800 PSF over here, you will be entering again at a 2019 price, which we have been saying right from the start. But the only concern here I have is that, right, if you want to sell Skye at Holland at 2.5 million in future, is it going to be a challenge or anything?
It really depends, but I feel that in terms of choosing the unit on the booking day itself, right, this is the buffer that we're looking at. Why is it so? It's because One Holland Village, right, people accepted price already $2.5 million. Okay, so in order to see whether we are safe or not, right, it's always best to buy below the transacted price, right?
Below, rather pay below what people have paid for.
Yeah. So, and Skye at Holland is a newer development. Okay, so I would say on booking day itself, you cannot exceed 3,600 PSF.
That would be too high already to go for. Then we will tell you not to buy.
Yeah, because if you buy at 3,600 PSF, how much are you gonna exit in future?
You probably need to sell at 4,000 PSF.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I would say we can look at the resale listings currently. They are priced at 2.1 or even
2.1 to about 2.65
mil, right? Yeah. So if let's say your Q number is very good and we can really snag a unit at 2008 PSF, buying the one that has open kitchen at 1.87 million. Okay, that is a very good buffer. You're looking at already. We are really sitting on profits already.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Yeah, so just imagine if you buy at 1.5, you want to sell at 2.5 million in future. I think that firstly, like what we mentioned, it's going to be, you need to sell at about 4,000 PSF, which is going to be very high. But I think realistically, if you buy in at about 1.9 kind of price, you probably can resell at about 2.1, 2.2 easily, right, in future. But anything above that, that 2.1, 2.2 in future, I think that maybe that will be on the high side for Skye at Holland over here. That's our take over here, right? But again, you won't be able to find anywhere else at this kind of price tag already. Yeah, I think soon in Lentor will also hit that kind of price tag.
Yes.
Right, they are already done at about 2,500-ish PSF already. Yeah, okay. So next we will touch on the rentability for the two bed, two baths over here. Our two bed, two bath renter over here has done at about 5.4 to about 6,000 there about Yeah, and average rent, is about 5.7 averagely . Okay, so rental yield, I feel that it's going to be again a lower 3% kind. If it's going to be at 3,000 PSF, if they were sell at 3,000 instead of 2,008. Yeah. So in terms of the project between the One Holland Village as well as the Skye at Holland over here, we are sitting on a much larger land, right? For the residential component, right? It's almost double in size, and also double in terms of the unit mix over here. Yeah. So, but however, in terms of the layout and facilities, Skye definitely, right, is bigger, correct? So it's better in terms of all these aspects. Yeah.
So when you actually see a side-by-side comparison, right, you can actually tell that the kitchen, dining, and the living area for Skye at Holland is a lot bigger, okay, and a lot wider as compared to One Holland Village. So I think even for tenant wise also first impression matters lah. So if let's say One Holland Village is really renting at about 5,700, I would say if let's say we are gonna get a BP1 and BP2, which is a 6-7 square feet at 2008 PSF, I would say average rental yield about 3.66%. Yeah, if you get the kitchen enclosable, okay, if you are purchasing it at 1,898 million, okay, our rental yield is about 3.6%. So quite comparable to River Valley area lah.
Okay. We have the 2+ study premium over here. Actually, this is one of my favorite layout over here.
So the difference between 2-bedroom premium and 2-bedroom premium plus study, right? Like the name said, there's an additional study area. Okay, so this is quite similar to the BP3 and BP4, where they already have an enclosed. I wouldn't say it's enclosable, but potentially you can enclose this kitchen. Okay, 2 bathroom. Okay, the common bathroom is Jack and Jill to the common bedroom, whereas for the master bath, you get direct access to the master bedroom lah. So for BPS1 and BPS2, okay, their study area is right beside the master bedroom area. Say if you need a study area, okay, then this is very good because you can have a sliding door right here. So if let's say you have a Zoom meeting late at night, you don't actually disturb your spouse lah, who is asleep.
Yep. But I feel that this layout is very nice, you know, the BPS1 and BPS2. Why? Because can you imagine if it's able to hack that wall away, right, you will actually have a very, very huge master room for a 2-bedder. And you won't be able to find such a huge master room for a 2-bedder for a new development over here, right?
And you got 2 access. One access to the living room area and the other access to the balcony area.
Yeah.
So I think if let's say you deck out this balcony area, you put a zip track, it's gonna look very nice lah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and your living space will be quite huge as well.
The bigger 2+ study, I think this is pretty much a very classic, traditional layout over here lah. Yeah.
So BPS1 and BPS2, they are dumbbell layout, whereas for the BPS3, it's a conventional layout. So like what Aaron said, the bedrooms are tucked in one corner, but similarly you get a kitchen which is potentially enclosed. Okay, this is something that we see very common in most development whereby the study is right opposite the kitchen area. So this can double up as like maybe a storage area or maybe a helper's room if needed. Then coming in here, which is the living area, and then both bathrooms actually tucked in one corner as well. Some people like a layout like this because very conventional. They are very used to this kind of layout already. This bedroom is right here, and then the master bedroom is right here. So for each type, each unit type, right, is 1 stack for BPS1. Okay, for BPS2, it's there are 2 stacks in total. Okay, for BPS3, there is also only 1 stack. I would say for BPS1 and BPS3, right, they are the best facing ones if you are getting for the high floor.
Yep.
Because you are facing the GCP area.
Yeah. Do you recall in Chuan Park, right, their 2+ study was already done at what kind of price? About 2.1-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 2.1-ish.
And that's for OCR?
Yeah, so over here, right, I feel that buying 2.1 at OCR area versus buying 2.1 here, right, which one will you go for? Which one potentially will have more growth in future? I feel that maybe we have some opportunity here at Skye at Holland over here. Yeah, so but the main thing over here is that, right, if you were to get it at about 2,800 PSF, you'll be looking at about 2.05 million for a 7.3 square feet over here. Fully usable space, again, being a harmonized project. I want to add on is that One Holland Village is again not a harmonized project. So can you imagine, right, there are 807 square feet, you know, which this 807 square feet actually consists of what? The AC ledge.
Yeah.
As well, right? But if you were to take away maybe 6 to 8% of the AC ledge away from the 807 square feet, potentially, right? I mean, not potentially. This area will the usable area will be actually 742 square feet, thereabout plus minus, you know. And they are already done at what kind of price? 2.4. Just imagine minus away 6 to 8%, and they have paid 2.4. Actually, this owner here is actually paying about 3,300 PSF for the usable space in One Holland Village.
Let's say One Holland Village is harmonized.
Yep.
You will be transacting about 3,300 PSF.
Correct, yes.
Okay, so if you're talking about rentability wise, right, for 2-bed plus study, okay, one Holland Village 807 square feet, their rental is about 5,001 to 6,000. Okay, so average rental is about 5,600 lah. Okay, so we haven't seen the price list yet, and price list will only be out on booking day itself. Okay, so for example, if let's say our PSF, we are purchasing it at 2008 PSF, okay, about 2 mil, okay, for a 732 square feet, okay, our rental yield is about 3.28%. Okay, so depending on how much rental yield you want to get, right, you will be able to see what is the stock point to buy at. Okay, so
but in terms of the rental yield, as expected lah. I mean, when you pay extra for a study area, I think it won't work out to be a lot of difference, for the extra study area when you rent it out lah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So if let's say you're talking about rentability wise, right, maybe we would suggest something that is 2 bed 2 bath, maybe not 2 bed 2 bath plus study. But if you are looking about for own stay, you want a very huge master bedroom, okay, then maybe you might want to consider the 2 bed 2 bath plus study.
Yes.
If you want to find something that is the most unique for 2 bedroom, then maybe you want to consider the BPS3, which is the conventional layout one, because the rest of the layout are dumbbell layout. Okay, next we will be talking about the 3-bedroom analysis. Okay, so for 3-bedroom, first we'll start with the type C one, 85 square meter, 915 square feet. So this will be a HDB, one Holland Village facing, one stack only, 35 units in total. Whereas for the 3-bedroom C2 unit, okay, it's 85 square meters, 915 square feet as well. But this, instead of the one Holland Village facing, it will be the inward pool facing. Okay.
The size is pretty
It's the same.
decent.
Yeah, also.
Correct. And I mean, if you are looking for entry level kind of 3-bedder for own stay, want to live in the Holland Village area, then I feel that this is something that you must really consider lah.
Yeah.
Right, because the one Holland Village 3-bedder are of a larger size.
So the difference between both of this, right, is the entryway area. So this entryway area, both has privacy, but if you see the type C2 unit, right, the entryway is much longer. Yeah. So if let's say you potentially have a lot more shoes, right, or you want to place a art piece in front of your entrance, okay, I think then type C2 will be perfect for you. Whereas for the layout wise, pretty similar. Why I say so? They both have enclosable kitchen. Okay, so this is a proper enclosable kitchen. Why I say so is because the door has already been made for you already. Okay, dining area can put 6-seater right here. Okay, pretty large living area. Okay, they have 2 common bedrooms. Okay, sharing 1 common toilet. Similarly here, 2 common bedrooms sharing 1 common toilet. And then right here is the master bedroom. Okay, and then this is the master bath right here. Okay, so layout wise pretty similar. Only difference, first, the entrance area. Second, there's a AC latch right here. And then this AC latch, there's no AC latch as the master bedroom in this area. There's only a RC latch. Okay, so if you're talking about the safe entry price for 3-bedroom, okay, we compare it with one Holland Village. I think like what Aaron said previously, right? The one Holland Village 3-bedroom is of a slightly larger size at 1098 square feet. One of the reasons why is because they have very huge balcony, right?
And the balcony is linked to the one of the bedroom as well.
Yeah.
So you don't get the privacy for the bedroom user.
Yes.
Over there.
So if you like hosting people, you like people in the balcony area where you can have your drinks, you got a very good view, then maybe you don't prefer this one because like what Aaron say, linked to one of the bedroom.
Yeah, and I think for a 915 square feet Skye at Holland, I mean, to be able to build so many functional things into this 915, right, such as the enclosable kitchen, and then you have all the windows, for the kitchen as well, right? And also the kitchen over here. I think this is a glass panel over here.
Yeah.
Over here. So they have all the good things in this 915 square feet, and definitely it's going to be a top upgrader choice, for this 915 square feet over here. Why? Because you have a lot of new HDBs in this area, and they are selling $1 million kind.
Yeah.
So can you imagine if they were to cash out in the future, right, they will be able to upgrade into this size in future easily,
Yes.
right? But the thing is, you won't be able to get this kind of price at One Holland Village. Why? Because they are at 1098 square feet over here lah. And you definitely will have an advantage, of not having competition in this area over here. Our concern here definitely for the two-bedder, of course, is having so many competition around here lah, right? But over here, bedroom at Holland area, the one at One Holland Village, right, is of a much higher and bigger quantum, which the upgrader may not be able to afford it lah. So for own stay, I feel that this is definitely a good layout.
Correct. So to add on what Aaron said, right? So for quantum wise, One Holland Village, right, the highest transacted price, right, is already at 3.227 million. So assuming that we are purchasing Skye at Holland at about 2.8 PSF, right, we are only purchasing it at 2.57 million, which I feel that for a new development, which a sizable layout, which I feel that is quite comparable to the 4-bedroom nowadays. Only difference is that you don't get the household shelter lah.
Yep.
But I feel that if you build some carpentries in there, I believe you will
Storage
have
beds as well.
Yeah, you might have sufficient space for your storage area, and you are purchasing it at maybe a 700,000 cheaper than your neighbor. Is it a safe entry price? Personally, I feel pretty safe. Yeah, even if you go up to 3,300 PSF at $3 million, it's still quite safe.
Still very safe.
Yeah, still very safe.
Right. So next we will talk about the 3-bedroom premium. It's 1076 square feet, which actually comes with an additional bomb shelter, right?
Yes.
A home shelter over here.
And also WC in the kitchen area.
Yes. So there's a dry kitchen over here. So that's basically the main thing for this layout over here. Yeah.
Okay, so 3-bedroom premium, there's a Type CP1 and Type CP2, both of the same size at 100 square meter, 1076 square feet. Okay, for the view wise, okay, for CP1 it's an inward facing view. For CP2 will be the outward facing view, which you will see One Holland Village. Okay, or the HDB blocks. Both only one stack each, so 35 units for each unit type. So the difference between these two I think Aaron did roughly touched on. Okay, so 3-bedroom premium, you get a dry kitchen and wet kitchen area, a household shelter. Instead of 2 toilets at 3-bedroom, okay, you actually get a 3 toilet. So you get 1 WC, 1 common bathroom, and 1 master bathroom. Okay, so 3 bedrooms in total, 2 common bedrooms right here, and 1 master bedroom right here. Okay, for CP2, the layout wise very similar. Okay, household shelter is entryway will be in the wet kitchen, which I think is very good because why? It can act like a dry pantry, and it doesn't feel like it's eating up your space. Yeah, the other difference between CP1 and CP2, right, is just the entryway. Okay, so for CP2, the entryway is much smaller right here. Then for CP1, you get I would say like an L-shaped entryway. For L-shaped entryway, I feel this area, right, can potentially put your shoe cabinets. So very good. So next we'll compare our Skye at Holland 3-bedroom premium with One Holland Village 3-bedroom. Okay, why I use One Holland Village 3-bedroom is because the size wise
very
is pretty
similar.
much the same.
And also 109 square feet not harmonized. If you minus away 6 to 8%, actually the usable area calculated is about 1010 square feet there about. So that's the first thing. The usable space is actually smaller than our 1076 square feet. Yeah.
The difference between One Holland Village and Skye at Holland, the layout wise, right, is One Holland Village has the utility. Okay, so for Skye at Holland, instead of utility, you got a household shelter. Yeah, utility usually might be smaller as compared to a household shelter because household shelter is a regulated size lah. Okay, the other thing is the difference will be the balcony. Okay, balcony for One Holland Village is much bigger as compared to Skye at Holland, and the balcony is linked to one of the bedroom, which a lot of people might not.
Actually, the balcony is really huge.
Right. Yeah. So you think that, actually, you got more space at the balcony, about the same size, but this is non-harmonized, this is harmonized. So by right, actually Skye at Holland might be
the layout bigger. Is definitely more efficient.
More efficient.
Yeah,
so the usable space that you can step on or you can use more frequently, is more as compared to one Holland Village lah. Yeah,
Definitely.
because all the wasted space is at this balcony area.
Yep.
mah.
Yeah. So if you are looking at the starting price of 2,800 PSF, we are potentially looking at about 3.012 mil. If it's at about 3.1, then it's about 3.33 mil thereabout lah. Again, we mentioned many times you are buying to 2019 price over here. But can I say that if majority of the V1 Holland Village, right, owners bought 109 square feet at about a price of about average about 3 mil each thereabout, can I say that this owner will actually hold the price for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you have a more efficient layout, which you emphasized earlier, right? Yeah, so I feel that getting into Skye Holland is really very safe to enter at. Furthermore, with a very good layout over here. So of course, if you need us to further analyze for you, do reach out to us, and we'll be happy to share with you more as well, right?
Okay, now we'll go for the 4-bedroom analysis. Okay, so 4-bedroom analysis, all the 4 bedrooms onwards here, right, they have their own private lift.
Wow, it's very interesting.
Yeah, and I feel it really caters to the people in this area, because the people staying here, right, they stay in GCB, right, they like certain kind of privacy. They might not be very used to neighbors. Yeah, so like they can use their own lift to go into their own unit, which I think is perfect for them lah. Yeah, because they might not exactly love like the small talks, while waiting at the lift area.
Yeah, not just for the GCB homeowners, actually the landed owners in the entire district. And right, they will definitely find this layout pretty interesting because why this 4-bedder have everything that you will need right? Firstly, you have a private lift with a private entrance and then you have a secondary entrance also, which actually makes a lot of difference. Like you say, you make deliveries, you don't want them to come in from your main door, you want them to come in from behind, right? So you definitely will have a lot of privacy. Yeah, but the downside of this layout, in my opinion, is it's not having a landscape kind of living area. Yeah, instead it's a portrait kind of living area But other than that, you have everything except for the right frontage over here. All comes with windows, right? You can see from the floor plan clearly that developer put that you can place a queen bed over here. Yeah.
Okay, so for the 4-bedroom with private lift, okay, they have type D1 and D2, 115 square meters. Okay, 1,238 square feet. So like what Aaron said, there is 2 entry to the house, the unit itself. First will be via the private lift. So these are usually for residents or maybe like the guests. Okay, the other one will be I would say the door leading to the common corridor. So these are usually for like the deliveries Okay, so you can order food delivery and then they can hang it outside your door in this area right here. Okay, so this is actually very strategically placed. So it's actually right next to the wet kitchen. Okay, so this is where the wet kitchen is. Okay, and then household shelter is right here. So actually, if you come in from the private lift itself, right, you will just enter into your dining area and your living area. Like the name suggests, there's 4 bedrooms. Okay, 3 common bedrooms and then 1 master bedroom. So the toilet, there's actually 3 toilets in total, 1 WC, 1 common toilet, and the other one which is the master toilet. Okay, so similarly for the type D2, the layout wise is quite the same. The only difference, right, is this area right here. Okay, so these 2 area, right, is slightly different. Why I would say so? Because if let's say someone is entering from here, for example, if you're private lift boy, right, then someone enter from here, right, it can lead you directly to the living and dining area. Whereas if someone is coming in from here, okay, you have to walk past the wet kitchen first before you can go into the living and dining area. So that's the only difference. Okay, so for D1, okay, it's the OHV facing, 1 Holland Village facing right here. So because there is no block that is sitting right here,
more setbacks away.
Yeah, more setback.
Yep.
1 stack, okay, 35 units in total. Okay, so for D2 wise, it's situated right here, inward pool facing. Okay, total number of units is 35 units.
I think if you really want to stay in Holland Village and you needed a 4-bedder, then of course if you have the budget to go, then this is a good choice.
Yeah.
I feel that this is a very good choice.
Yeah, because you get private lift.
You get private lift, very rare.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so of course, do bear in mind that our 4-bedder over here at Skye Holland is actually in fact, the exact same size as a 3-bedroom premium for one Holland Village. Again, they are not harmonized over here, so potentially their usable space is smaller and they only have 3 bedrooms over there. While comparing with the 3-bedroom premium, because why the 4-bedder at one Holland Village is actually much bigger in size, right? So which is why we use the same area, one Holland Village, 3-bedroom to compare with us over here, right? So I feel that the OHV majority homeowners enter at about how much? A 4 mil quantum over here, right? Can I say that in order for them to make money, they need to sell at about maybe 4.3-ish thereabout, but they already did a sub-sale here at about 4.6 already. Right? 4.3, I'm being very conservative, but they already done it at about 4.6 already over here. So can I say that they definitely will be able to sell at 4.6 in future, right? Maybe. And furthermore, you get an extra bedroom over here, right? Yeah, and assume if you're entering now at about 2.8 PSF all the way to about maybe 3,300 PSF, you're actually paying about 3.4 to about 4 million.
You're paying lesser than your neighbor.
You are actually paying lesser than OHV, and you actually get
one
more bedroom. You're not paying for AC latch at all. Fully usable space over here. So I think this is for the 4-bedder, which is why we keep saying that we prefer the large units here at Skye at Holland. I feel that this is really safe for homeowners to go into.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think the difference between the OHV 3-bedroom premium as compared to the Skye at Holland 4-bedroom, right, is that the frontage area. So this has wider frontage. So you enter in, you might look very grand, but you really missed out one of the bedrooms. You don't get one bedroom in return. Yeah. So that's something to think about. Personally, I feel that having one bedroom, it's better. Yeah. Even if you host, it's okay if you get a smaller living and dining area.
Yep.
Okay, so the next one, 4-bedroom premium with private lift. So if you like the frontage area, the wide frontage area, then this is something for you to consider. Why? Because this has a very, very good frontage. So you get a landscape living,
wide frontage,
living and dining area.
Correct. What I really like about this 4-bedroom premium is actually comes with a junior master room.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's everything a 4-bedder should have. A junior master room, a master room. You have your helpers. You have a private lift over here, right? Yeah. So actually everything you need is over here. You also have a household shelter over here. Yeah. So this is the layout that I love the most.
And I feel that it's quite similar to the Pine Tree Hill layout, where you get an island in the center of the wet kitchen area. Yeah. For private lift is right here. Okay, so most of the time you will enter from the private lift area. On the right side is your living and dining area, your landscape living and dining, which is very grand. And then your wet kitchen area. This wet kitchen area, you get an island in the center, which is perfect for baking. Their island is right inside the kitchen itself. So if let's say you do baking and then you have to bake it in the oven, right? You can close the door right here, and then it becomes an enclosable. Because most of the time you see the island is right outside the wet kitchen. Yeah, so even if you do baking, maybe the oven is also right outside. So you still get smell in the living and dining area. So this is very thoughtfully thought out. Okay, so they have a very huge yard area. Okay, they have a WC right here and a household shelter. So if let's say you need an extra space for your helper, you host them in the household shelter. They have their own private toilet, which is quite luxurious, I would say. Yeah. Okay. So like what Aaron said, they have a junior master. So instead of 3 toilets, they have 4 toilets. Okay, 1 WC, 1 common toilet, 1 junior master bathroom, and the other one is the master bathroom. 4 bedrooms in total, 2 common right here, and 1 junior master. And for the master bedrooms, right, they come with walk-in wardrobe, which is quite nice. Yeah. And these gardens are very good facing, which is why they are actually placed in the GCB facing area. So there's only 1 stack, which I feel is very rare. So if you really can get this unit, if you really have the budget, I would highly recommend you to get this unit.
Yeah, actually why developer want to place big units facing the GCB units. Actually, we have seen many developments during launch day, especially the large units, those with unblock facing reservoir kind of say Springleaf residences, right? Recently, actually they did very well on day one.
Well.
The bigger units facing the unblock view were the ones that actually got sold out first. Yeah, because why buyers out there are buying for own stay, and that view is going to be for long.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're buying for investment, then I think the view doesn't really matter, correct?
Yeah.
But of course, with a view, you pay a premium, but when you sell, you may not make the most profit because you are paying a premium over it. So if you want to understand, which layout to go for, which level to go for your investment you need, again, you can reach out to us. We'll be happy to share with you some of the developers' pricing strategy to help you position yourself better in your investment journey. Yeah. So next we'll talk about the safe entry price for 4-bedroom premium over here. The 4-bedroom in OHV, right, is really huge. Firstly, 2088 square feet over here. All right, and there's only about 9 units in OHV, and the starting from price from from their developer over there right back then, right, was about 6.4 million. All right, they have done as high as about 7.15 million there about. I think that's really high because the floor area is big to be fair to them, right? Correct. But this 4-bedroom premium with a private lift over here, right, I think is very good entry level. Yeah, because you won't be able to find a 4-bedroom of such layout in this district at this kind of price over here, right? If you are to assume at 2,000 PSF to 3,003, again 4.1 to about close to about 4.9. Yeah, so I feel that the 4-bedder Skye at Holland is still the best.
Yeah, because actually someone with a 6+, 7+ mil budget, right? There is a lot more options that they can look at. Maybe in like the landed area, in Mount Sinai area. Yeah. So why would people would still prefer staying in One Holland Village? Why would people buy at this kind of price tag? I think it says a lot about the lifestyle they are staying in.
Yeah. So of course, if you ask me which one can provide produce a better rental yield, right? I feel that I would still prefer the 1484 square feet lah. Yeah, and the 1238 square feet is safe to enter. The smaller 4-bedder is safe to enter because the quantum is much smaller over here. But this 1484 square feet is going to appeal to this entire Holland area, right? Because there are only about 37 units over here.
So not just about rental, but also about sale.
The sale, yeah. Because the supply of such units is very low, correct? And then when you see the supply is very low, the tendency of people wanting that unit is much higher.
Yeah.
Right. And then when they want that unit, people are willing to pay a premium for it.
And we can see from One Holland Village, they really pay a premium for it.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. I mean, if you have seen, I always use Skye as an example. Yeah, the homeowners there actually they make a lot of money. The 5-bedders there especially, because why? There's a limited supply of the 5-bedder in that area. Yeah.
Okay, next, which is our last bedroom type, which is the 5-bedroom. I feel it's really very nice. If you really need the 5 bedrooms, I think this is the one to go for because the quantum wise, I feel it's very palatable. For anything that is above 4 bedrooms onwards, right, they all have their private lift. So similarly for the 5 bedrooms, they also have their own private lift. So this is type E1. So there's only one type for 5-bedroom premium. 164 square meters, 1,765 square feet. So this is where the private lift is. So there's 2 entries similarly as compared to the 4-bedroom. Most of the time, the residents will actually enter from this private lift itself. Whereas for, let's say, if you buy like GrabFood, Foodpanda, they will actually hang deliveries right here. So coming in from the private lift, you get a very nice private lobby right here, which you can put your shoe cabinets. Okay, you get just right in front of you is the very wide frontage living and dining area. So they also know that people who stays in that area, they want the wide frontage. So if you see the 4 premium and 5 premium onwards, right, they all have wide frontage living and dining area. Okay, the kitchen area, they have an island in the center. So I think that's perfect, quite similar to the 4-bedroom premium. So the difference between the 4-bedroom premium and the 5-bedroom premium, right, is the additional room. So a yard area, which you can actually put your Stegen right here. Yeah, because the lengthwise is actually quite huge
and it's away from your living area, so your guests won't be able to see it. And if you have a helper, basically the area there, right, is going to be a separate living quarter for your helper, away from your main living area.
Correct. Then the other thing, which I think they really thought out very carefully, you see, there's actually another door right here. Yeah, so even if you hang your clothes right here, right, it won't be unsightly. Yeah. Because you can just close your door. then your guests wouldn't be able to see that. So this is where the common bedrooms are. So there are 3 common bedrooms here. Okay, 1 junior master. And then their master bedroom right here has the walk-in wardrobe. Okay, so for this one, they have 4 toilets, quite similar to the 4-bedroom premium. So 1 WC right here, 1 common toilet right here. This common toilet, right, it's shared between the junior master and also the guest lah.
Jack and Jill lah.
Jack and Jill. So for this bathroom right here, also Jack and Jill, shared between 2 bedrooms, 2 common bedrooms. And then the master bathroom is dedicated for the master itself.
In the master room, actually, you have a separated, walk-in wardrobe area, which is right outside your bathroom, and you actually get, windows over here. You also get a window over here. Yeah, so the whole area will be very well lit. Yeah, you can actually have your, your vanity table over here as well.
Yeah,
then you get natural daylight coming in, facing
Yeah.
you. Isn't that, great? Yeah.
So this is actually quite luxurious, because you don't get to see such a big area right beside your bed. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. If we want to say why is this a safe entry price over here, so firstly, the One Holland Village, the 4-bedroom premium, were done at how much really? $6.4 million thereabout.
Why we use 4-bedroom premium is because for One Holland Village, right, the biggest unit type is their 4-bedroom premium.
That's right. So we have our size is about 1765 square feet. So it's still smaller than a 4-bedroom premium. Getting Skye at Holland, our 5-bedder over here, at between 2.8 to 3.3 PSM, it's about 4.9 to about 5.8 M thereabout. Yeah, if it's at 4.94, I would say that it's so much cheaper than a 4-bedroom at One Holland Village over here. We are not trying to say that the One Holland Village layout is not good, but they tend to have more wasted space, especially you can see the balcony here is really, really very huge. Right. I would say that the bigger unit here at Skye is definitely very safe to enter.
Yeah. The unit itself, the layout is very efficient. That's number 1. The second thing is that if you are purchasing it at what people has purchased previously for a 4-bedroom premium, today you can get a 5-bedroom. Why not? Extra
bedrooms, right? Yeah. So like we say, go for the bigger units if you can, except for the smaller units here, which is not our preference. It's not our top choice. But of course, we still have other options in the market, right, that might be suitable for the 2-bedders. If you're interested in, you can just reach out to us.
Yes.
What we can see here is that the big units here are really very appealing to the general public. And if you are looking more for own stay and you enjoy a good location, a good layout with a very reputable developer, the UOL in Keng Leong, right, this is something that you should definitely be looking for. Yeah, and I mean, this place is definitely for people who love staying in this area and also
enjoy
the lifestyle. But most importantly, right, is always talking about whether you are sitting on profits or not.
The price that you are entering in, is it safe for you to enter?
Correct. Yeah. So more on this price, you can see people entering at about 7.15. In order for this 7.15 mil owner over here to make money, how much they need to sell at? Yeah, they may want to sell 8 mil, 8.5 mil, I don't know. Right. But all we need to do, we have extra bedroom over here, buying at even at 5.8 million. Can I say that you sell at 6.5 million in the future, you still make money over here? Can I say that, is it easier for people to digest, a 5-bedder and still lower price than the One Holland Village 4-bedder over here? I think people will still go for us over here.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
so we have been saying, like, if you want to reach out to us, how can you reach out to us? First, you can reach out to us via the description box below, or we have QR codes right here. You can scan the QR code and then you can reach out to us. Okay, so for Skye at Holland, the preview dates is actually very soon. Okay, it's on 26th September to 7th of October. Okay, booking day itself is on the 11th of October. So if you are interested to view Skye at Holland, okay, you like the area, you like the lifestyle, you want to buy below your neighboring development, okay, do reach out to us and we are happy to show you around.
Yeah, so of course, if you have anything, again, like, please do reach out to us. We'll try our best to analyze whether which is a good unit type for you to buy in terms of the facing, which level to go for, so that you can avoid overpaying, right? So we will select units based on your requirements also, and so that not just based on now. In future, you also want to sell comfortably. You don't want to be distressed when you sell. Well, of course, next after Skye at Holland, the next launch will be Penrith, right, which will be happening on the 3rd or 4th of October, right? Back-to-back launches, like we say, we must understand the developer behavior over here, right? So if you're interested to find out more about Penrith, please look out for our next video here. And we hope you enjoy this episode, and we look forward from hearing from you again, right?
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.